Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Shaunneka and today I'll be guiding you through a Yin Yoga Express class. So that just means that I will be guiding you through one side of the body first and then we will go ahead and target the second side. So all of the poses in today's practice are going to be a little bit more intense, specifically targeting the groin and hip flexors. So for this practice you may or may not decide to use a block, but just grab one and have it handy just in case, and we will go ahead and get started. Our first posture will be dragon. So let's find ourselves in a tabletop position and having your block handy. From your tabletop position, go ahead and step your right foot to the outside of your right pinky finger. So once you have your foot placed there, go ahead and tuck your left toes under, pick up your left knee, and then shimmy your left foot back as much as is comfortable for you. And then go ahead and turn your toes so that they're pointing to the top right corner of your mat. Just allowing yourself to arrive in this pose. It is intense. Softening the jaw, the tongue. The most essential part of this pose is to relax the belly. So really let the belly go. If you'd like, you can begin to lower your forearms onto the block. And just making sure that you're not rounding through the upper back, but rather melting down and drawing the chest forward. Making our way into our last few breaths here. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you can stay where you are, or coming onto your left forearm, you're going to take your right hand to the inside, just above the right knee. Come onto the blade edge or the knife edge of that right foot and push the knee away and opening up your chest towards the ceiling. Last few breaths here. Let's take our last 2 breaths. Nice big inhale, fill up. And sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale. So bringing your right hand back to the mat and pushing yourself back up to that tabletop position where we began. Just take a moment here. Just giving yourself a moment to feel what's happening. Let's go ahead with your left toes tucked under. You're just going to come forward and bring your left shin to the mat. So we will be making our way into a reclined hero's pose. So you can place the block underneath your right sit bone and stay upright like this. You can always lean back as well, feeling a nice stretch through the left hip flexor and the top of the left thigh. Otherwise, extend your right leg straight out in front of you. And what I like to do is I take my thumb and I place it in between my thigh and my calf. And then I just move the fleshy part of my calf to the side to make space. So from here, push yourself up and then tuck your tailbone under. So you're pushing your hips towards the ceiling and set yourself back down. So you can stay here if you'd like, or otherwise coming all the way down onto your back. You can leave that leg extended, bringing the arms up overhead. So we are coming into our last few breaths here. If you'd like to take it a little bit deeper for these last few breaths, then bend the right knee, bringing the sole of the right foot to the mat. And then you're going to shimmy the sole of the right foot in towards the inner left thigh and drop the right knee down to the side. So your right foot is pressing to the inside of your left thigh. Last few breaths here. Let's take our last 2 breaths. Nice big inhale. And sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale. So if you had the right knee bent out to the side, just go ahead and straighten that knee. And we're going to unravel, so bring that right arm all the way up above. Roll onto your right side and unravel the left leg from out behind you so that we are completely on our right side. Just take a moment here. We'll go ahead and come all the way back onto our backs, coming into banana. So extending both legs back straight down onto the mat, walking both feet off the right side of your mat. Bring your arms up above. You can interlace your fingers or grab onto opposite elbows, whichever one feels the most comfortable for you. And then curve in. So you're curving towards your feet. Feeling a nice stretch through the left side body. Whenever I'm in this pose, I like to play with the sensation of breath. So if you take nice big inhales through the belly, notice how that changes the sensation of the stretch in the side body. And then take some inhales through the chest, so expanding the rib cage nice and wide. And noticing how that changes the sensation of the stretch. So we are coming into our last few breaths. If you'd like to go deeper, take your left ankle and cross it over the right. And if this feels uncomfortable, you can always place a bend in the right knee and cross the left over. You still get the same stretch. Let's take our last 2 breaths. Breathe in really deep, inhale. And sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale. Gently bring the head and the torso back upright, the legs to follow. Bring your arms back down by your side. Bend the knees and just take a moment here. Maybe very gently windshield wiper the knees from side to side. And we'll roll onto one side, coming all the way up, and repeat that on the second side. Find your tabletop position and bring your left foot to the outside of your left pinky. Once you have this placement, finding the knee placement that's comfortable for you. So knee is in line with the ankle, but can also be slightly beyond. Tuck your right toes under, pick up your right knee, and shimmy your left knee back as much as is comfortable, and untuck the toes. Turn your left toes to the top left corner of your mat. And then take these few moments to melt and to arrive in this pose. I know it's an intense pose. It's actually a pose that I avoid in my own practice. Really just start to notice all those little micro openings, micro sensations. And remembering that the key in this pose is to soften the belly. Soften the belly and soften the jaw. Remembering you can always come down. Bring your forearms down onto blocks. Just making sure you're not rounding through the upper back. You're looking to melt the chest. So we are about ready to come into our last few breaths. You can stay where you are, or you can bring your right forearm to the mat. Coming to the blade edge or the knife edge of the left foot. Taking your left hand to the inside of the left thigh, just above the knee, and pushing away. Leaning back, opening up the chest towards the ceiling. Let's take our last 2 breaths. Nice big inhale, fill up. And sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale. So gently bringing the left hand back down to the mat. Pushing back up onto the right with the right toes tucked under. Just send your hips back and straighten gently the left leg. So we're not straightening it totally, leaving a slight bend. Just taking a moment here. From here, we'll go ahead and bring our right knee to the top of the mat. You can take your block, just as we did on the other side, place it underneath your left sit bone. And you can stay just like this, feeling a stretch through the right side of your hip flexor, top of the right thigh. You can also lean back. If you're not using the block, go ahead and place it to the side and come to sit on the mat so that you're not sitting on your ankle. Take your thumb, place it in between your thigh and your calf, and just move the fleshy part of your calf to the side, just to make space. Extend that left leg straight down onto the mat. Push into your hands, pick up your hips, and then tuck your tailbone under. Set yourself back down. Come all the way onto your back. Come bring your arms up above. Relaxing the glutes. And again, notice if you're kind of scrunching this area, allow it to open up to invite more space. We're just about coming into our last few breaths here. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper, go ahead and bend the left knee, bringing the sole of the left foot to the mat. You're then going to shimmy your left foot to the inside of the right thigh, right groin area, and allow the left knee to drop open to the side. Let's take our last 2 breaths. Nice big inhale, fill up. And sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale. So gently from here, extend that left leg straight, roll all the way onto your left side so that you can unravel the right leg from out behind you. And just hanging out here for a moment before we come back onto our backs. Let's go ahead and roll all the way back onto our backs. Ooh. Making our way into banana. So this time you're walking your feet off the left side of your mat. Bringing your arms up above. You can grab onto your wrist or opposite elbows. It's up to you. And you're curving towards your feet. Feeling a nice stretch through the right side body this time. So we are coming into our last few breaths. If you'd like to go deeper, take that right ankle and cross it over the left ankle. And again, thinking about playing with that sensation of breath. Let's take our last 2 breaths. Nice and deep. Inhale. And sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale. Gently bring the torso and the head back to center, uncross the ankle, and shimmy the feet back to center. Bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Take a brief twist, cactusing both arms. As you cactus both arms, push the back of the skull into the mat and pick up your chest. Draw your shoulders away from your ears and down the back. Set yourself back down. Draw the knees in towards the chest and drop both knees down towards the right, gazing over the left arm. You can now take that right hand and place it on top of the left knee. Gently bring the gaze back towards the ceiling. Draw the knees back in towards the chest. Cactusing the arms again. Cactusing that right arm again. And dropping both knees to the left this time. Gazing to the right. And you can take that left hand and place it on top of the right knee. Let's draw both knees back in towards the chest. Just gonna grab onto the knees. Bring your knees out wide. Just rock from side to side here. Massaging the low back. And from here, we'll make our way into Savasana. You have the options to extend your legs out wide the length of your mat, or if you'd much rather, you can bring the soles of the feet to touch. And bring your arms up above. So feeling free to stay here for as long as you'd like. I hope you enjoyed today's practice, and I will see you back here again soon. Have a wonderful day.